The sun began to set, casting an orange glow over the quiet suburban neighborhood. Jennifer watched as her husband, Mark, kissed her goodbye before heading off to his evening meeting. As soon as his car disappeared around the corner, a nervous excitement surged through her veins. Tonight was the night she would meet Michael, her lover. For months, Jennifer had been entangled in an illicit affair with Michael, a charismatic and dangerously charming man. They had met at a charity event, and their connection had been instant and electric. They both knew what they were doing was wrong, but the allure of the forbidden had proved too irresistible to resist. Jennifer checked her phone anxiously. Michael had instructed her to meet him at an old, abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. The dilapidated building had become their secret meeting place, providing the perfect cover for their forbidden trysts. She slipped on a black dress, trying to calm her racing heart. As Jennifer arrived at the warehouse, she noticed Michael's sleek black car parked outside. The air was heavy with anticipation as she approached the rusty entrance. With trembling hands, she pushed open the creaking door and stepped into the dimly lit interior. The sound of their footsteps echoed through the empty space, creating an airy atmosphere. Jennifer couldn't help but feel a twinge of apprehension. The secrecy of their affair had added an element of danger that both excited and frightened her. "Jennifer," a deep voice whispered from the shadows, sending shivers down her spine. She turned towards the sound and saw Michael, his face partially obscured by the darkness. They moved closer, their eyes locked in a mixture of desire and guilt. Jennifer's heart pounded in her chest as Michael reached out to touch her face, his touch sending a surge of electricity through her body. They embraced, their lips meeting in a passionate and desperate kiss. But just as their bodies pressed against each other, the sound of footsteps echoed through the warehouse. Jennifer's heart froze in her chest, and panic coursed through her veins. Who could it be? Had they been followed? The possibility of being caught threatened to expose their affair to the world. Michael quickly pushed Jennifer into a hidden corner, their bodies pressed against the cold, damp wall. They held their breath, waiting for the intruder to reveal themselves. The footsteps grew louder, filling the space with an unbearable tension. Finally, a figure emerged from the darkness. It was Mark, Jennifer's husband. His face was etched with a mixture of anger and betrayal as he confronted the scene before him. The room was filled with a deafening silence as Jennifer and Michael stood frozen, caught in the act. Tears welled up in Jennifer's eyes as Mark's gaze pierced through her soul. She opened her mouth to explain, to apologize, but the words caught in her throat. She knew there was no way to justify her actions, no way to undo the irreparable damage she had caused. In that moment, the truth came crashing down on Jennifer. The thrill of the affair had blinded her to the consequences, the pain it would bring to those she loved. Her marriage lay shattered, and her heart was heavy with regret. As Mark turned and walked away, leaving Jennifer and Michael alone in the abandoned warehouse, a sense of emptiness washed over her. The secret Christ that had once been so exciting had now become her greatest source of sorrow. She had lost everything she held dear, all for the temporary pleasure of an extramarital affair.